Hello, this video is the first in a series of short videos providing an introduction to the use of TWeb. They will make most sense if watched in order. In this video, I'm going to give a brief overview of the steps when creating a project or booking. To access the system, go to www.africaneagle.com. Enter your email address and the password you have received. Click Sign In. Once you have signed in, the Manage Your Project page is displayed. At the top, you can see which page is displayed. On the left, you can select a different page to navigate to. From the Manage Your Projects page, you can create a new project or open an existing one. Projects are always created for a specific client, so first select the client. For example, start typing AET and select AE Training from the list. The client is whoever is requesting the project, typically a company such as a travel agency or tour operator. Then click Create a Project. Next, the new project page is displayed. On this page, the basic information about the project is entered. Who requested the project, in other words, the client contact person, for example, Carol. When the request was received, for example, 8 February at 8:35. The heading, in other words, what the project will be called in correspondence, drawing on what is mentioned in the client request, for example, Smith ×2. The in date, in other words, when the service in the project will start, for example, 7 November. The tour consultant in charge, for example, Trainee 1. The number of passengers, here 2. And, when available, passenger names, for example, Smith Mr. and Smith Mrs. The passengers are the people that will actually be traveling. Then click Create. As soon as a project is created, a number reference is allocated. It has two parts: the client number, for example 935 for AE Training, and the project number, for example 10009 for this project. This is the reference by which the project is identified throughout the system. It is a good idea to note it down in case there is a power or connection failure before you have completed the project. As long as a project is open, the reference is displayed at the top of every page, along with the version information, the login who last modified the project, for example X1 for Trainee 1, and the version number, for example 1 for a new project, as well as the heading, here Smith ×2. The page displayed as soon as a project is created is Search for Accommodation. In Search Services, you can select all the services required for the project. They can be added in any order, but generally speaking, for self-drive tours, selecting and adding by type works best, and for guided tours, chronological order. To add accommodation, you can search by name, region, or location. If you know the name, start typing it and then select from the list. For example, type VINE and select Vineyard Hotel. The provider appears with the list of services offered: courtyard room, bed and breakfast, mountain facing room, bed and breakfast, lunch and dinner. Click on Check Availability and Rates. For the service you want, for example, courtyard room, bed and breakfast, select the dates required, 7, 8, and 9. Then click on the Add to Project icon. The Service to be Added page shows the details of services about to be added. If all is in order, click on Add to Basket. After adding a service, the same page is again displayed. A number appears next to the Service Basket menu, indicating the total number of services that have been added, so you can keep track of progress. To search for accommodation, if you know the region or location but do not yet know the provider, select it. For example, for the location, type FRA and select Franschhoek. Results are displayed, ordered by sales, with best sellers appearing first. For the provider you choose, for example Le Franschhoek, click on Availability and Rates. For the service you want, for example Deluxe Room Bed and Breakfast, click on the dates you want, for example 10 and 11, and click on the Add to Project icon. And if all is in order, confirm Add to Basket. Note that there are now 5 services in the Service Basket. To view the services, click on Service Basket. Here you can see all the services that have been added. They appear in chronological order: 7, 8 and 9 at Vineyard and 10 and 11 at Le Franschhoek. Always check that all services needed are present and logical. Under Print, click on Itinerary and Rates. The itinerary and rates is the document used to communicate the project to the client. At the top are some display parameters. These do not appear once the document is printed. This is followed by the front page that includes the company logo, the destination, for example South Africa, an image from the destination, and some information about the consultant in charge of the tour. Next, the header contains the identifying information that it is a project, the heading, duration, client, and reference, as well as a map tracing the itinerary. This is followed by a chronological summary of services, then the itinerary, day by day, showing the services in chronological order. Next, the rates, the passenger list if entered, what is included and excluded, and then conditions of sale. To have a hard copy, click Print and Print. Always read through to be sure there are no problems anywhere before sending the itinerary. To send it to the client, first save either a Word or a PDF version. Then click Email this project. Select who it should be sent to, for example the client contact Carol, and add. It will be automatically copied to you so you do not have to select yourself. Select the version of the itinerary to link. Enter the message to be displayed in the cover email, for example, Dear Carol, thank you, etc. The email will automatically be signed with Sincerely Yours and your name, so you do not have to type that. Click Send. Once it has been sent, this is confirmed by a message at the bottom. Note the way the email is displayed in your inbox. The message entered and the attachment. When you are finished with the project, click Close. To access again an existing project, enter the reference, for example 935.10009, and open. The project is opened in the Service Basket page. Once opened, you can carry on adding and amending any information. The project as it is up to this point is between the consultant and the client. No suppliers are involved. It is a proposal to the client in terms of what services to include, in what order, and at what price. Negotiations between the client and the consultant can go back and forth a number of times before the client is satisfied. Once the client accepts the project, it must be updated with any additional information provided by the client and then booked. Changes typically include international flights and passenger names. The in and out defines the start and end of our services with the passengers. For a new project, it might be that not much information is available, and so the system automatically updates these according to the first and last service of the itinerary. In Cape Town suburbs, out Franschhoek. When more information becomes available, it should be updated. For example, once you have the flight details, British Airways, London Heathrow to Cape Town return, select the locations in and out, Cape Town Airport, Cape Town Airport, click on the plus next to in and out, select air for a flight, enter the flight number, for example BA59, enter the departure location, London Heathrow, the departure time 21:35, arrival date and time 11:05. Then for the flight out, air, flight number BA58, arrival location London Heathrow, date 12th, departing at 20:20 and arriving at 6:15. If the flights are overnight, tick overnight. Click Save Info. For the locations, note the mix of free text and selection. The passenger's origin can be anywhere in the world, so it is a free text. Here, London Heathrow. Where our services start and end is limited to what we manage in our system. When all is ticked, each location in the system is displayed in alphabetical order with the country code in brackets at the end. When it is unticked, the list is limited to the major locations where tours typically start or end for the destination country. Click on Itinerary and Rates. The information entered appears at the start and end of the itinerary. To make changes to the passenger names or rooms, click on Passenger List. For changes to the names, click on the plus next to Passenger Detail. Make the change, for example, Brenton Smith Mrs. and Submit. Or make the change to the rooming list, for example, tick if they are to share a twin, and Submit. To book the project, click Book in Service Basket. Project availability shows all the services to be booked and their current availability. Click Create Booking to proceed. Normally at this point, the booking emails are sent to suppliers, but not for a test project. Note that the reference has changed from 935. to a single booking reference number, and the header shows project stage booking request. In the service basket, a column appears indicating the booking status for each service. In this example, RS meaning request sent. Once the booking agent in charge receives confirmation from the providers, the status will be updated. We will look at bookings in more detail in a later video. And that is it. Thank you for watching.